Once upon a time, there's this person who joined the fandom, and immediately they noticed that there's always this one guy next to Jimin. Like, they were not even a Jikuka, but they were like, why is this guy? Why is this the same person? Why is this same guy always next to Jimin? Hi, my name is Shazi, aka Jungji Joker. Come on, let's talk about Jimin's manager real quick. I just now realized that I'm still wearing the t-shirt where my 2-month-old spat on me. I thought about changing it, but then I was like, why? You guys, you haven't even subscribed, so you don't deserve it. So yeah, you're gonna stay here and look at me with my t-shirt where my 2-month-old spat on me. Because that's what you deserve. Until you subscribe, this is what you deserve. Okay, so this new army was like, hi, I'm a new army and I'm curious about the boys' manager. Does Jimin have his own manager? Because I always see this particular man beside him. We know who's always beside Jimin. Beside him, behind him, around him, Satellite Dion. Hello. So yeah, let's talk about Jimin's manager. Like, normally the manager will be like the artist managing his money, managing the shows, managing interviews and all that yada yada yada. But in K-pop, I've realized like manager is also like the bodyguard. Like, have you guys noticed that? So yeah, JK is Jimin's manager, for real, for real. So let's talk about it. So first of all, the reason we're here today is because of this. Obviously, if you're here, you're a Jikuka and you have seen these clips floating around of them at the airport on the way back. And where was JK? Where was JK? JK was behind Jimin as he's wanted it. Why? Because it's Jimin's manager. Duh. And if you're a new Jikuka, you probably don't know why we know for sure that JK is Jimin's manager.
매니저예요. 매니저요. 매니저.
Did you see Jimin's reaction to his manager? He was checking him out. He was no. Guys, I don't need to spell this out for you guys. Did you see Jimin's reaction to his manager? Now, courtesy of Chicken Bunny 13, we're not gonna see the difference between manager and manager.
누구세요? 네? 잠깐만요. 그 매니저 형이었어요. 죄송해요. 매니저. 얘기하고 있었죠? 매니저 형이요. 매니저 형이었어요. 매니저.
So this was Jimin's manager, while this was Jimin's manager. Are you wondering why I'm saying it like that? Because that's what he did. He was like, you know what I mean?
매니저 형이요.
So yeah, that was Jimin's manager. No, seriously, that's why we believe JK was like half naked with like, or maybe a towel, or he just left the shower. Because what reason did Jimin have to look up and down? You know, like, what? With new Jikook moments, I will always talk about old Jikook moments. You know why? Because consistency. Just like a real couple, Jikook are always gonna be consistent. All right? Okay. I'm saying this because I've had people in the past complain that I'm always talking about old moments. Of course, I'm always talking about old moments, my guy, because they are a real couple. So, just like a real couple, they're gonna keep doing the same things over and over and over. And so, when something new happens, it's gonna remind me of an old moment. And of course, I'm gonna wanna talk about it to my fellow jokers because it's why we're here. So, yeah, let's watch that clip again of Jimin and his manager one more time.
매니저예요. 매니저 여기 왔어요, 매니저.
Okay, guys, I'm done. I'm done. Okay, guys, back to the airport video and Jimin's manager situation. I was gonna go and look for former clips of every time JK stood behind Jimin, but you know, this KG Kuka always so good with compiling moments that are triggered by a new moment. So let's just watch it together. OP has Letter as the background song, but I know I can't be copyrighted for Letter, but just to be safe. Oh, I love this one. He even stops to excuse Jimin just so he can be behind him. This one, I love it too. Like I said, we're always going to talk about all moments because Jikook are so consistent. Like, look at all this moment and he does it all these years. He's been doing it, my guy. He's always done it. Like, what you talking about? It's crazy. So this is Jimin's bodyguard. Always, got distracted by that moment. Always behind him. You know, it's a boyfriend thing. So yeah, that was a compilation of Jimin and the manager who's always behind him, triggered by this moment from the airport. From that compilation is this moment. And if you've been following me for a while, then you know my mind. I have kind of a perverted mind, right? So JK is just stretching. Okay, my guy is just stretching. He's innocently stretching behind his Mimi. Because as Jimin's manager, he always has to be behind him or beside him or whatever it is. You know how our set like Jiyoon does? He has to be next to Jimin or around his orbit in some way, shape, or form. So now he's just stretching. He is just stretching. But Shazi over here, my mind went elsewhere. And I'm gonna take you to that place with me. Because why did he have to do this behind Jim? Because you know what it looks like? You know what it looks like? Let's watch this clip by itself.
한 방에 막 잘리는 것보다 사용자가 어떻게 보면 퀄리티가 더 안 좋을 수도 있어요. 그런 거 하다 보면.
아 물론 이제 더 좋은 컬을 낼 수 있을 거라고는 저는 생각을 하는데 체력적으로는 옆대로 대부분가 훨씬 더
Guys, to me, I'm just gonna speak for myself. To me, all I can see is JK thrusting. How he thrusts into Mimi. Who said that? No, but seriously, am I the only one who sees top JK? Top Jungkook? No, really. Why did he choose to do this behind Jimin? Now that's all I can see. It's all I can see. And now, that's all you can see. You're welcome. So let's watch that clip again with that in mind. Because why not? Top JK for the win.
한 방에 잘리는 것보다 사용자가
훨씬 체력적으로는 옆대로 대부분가 훨씬
한 방에 잘리는 것보다 사용자가
훨씬 체력적으로는 옆대로 대부분가 훨씬
I mean, don't get me wrong. Of course, I believe Jikook are vast, right? Which is something we're gonna talk about when we get to 5K subscribers. So subscribe. You want to talk about who's top, who's bottom, who was topping in the beginning, who's topping now? When I've noticed that JK is the one topping or Jimin is the one topping, like, I know who tops and who bottoms because Bam told me, okay? Me and Bam, we're like this. He told me. I know. So subscribe, okay? 5K subscribers and I will make a special video for the sexy times, eh? Let's get it. So anyway, what was I saying? I believe that Jiku Kavas. Yes. But in this moment, all I can see is Top JK. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. What are you doing? You mean to tell me you've watched my video this far and still haven't liked it? Bro, come on. Like the video. Okay? Pose, and like the video. Thank you. Okay, so Jimin's manager situation reminds me of this live.
모르겠다. 선영, 우빈. 아, 지금 그 샤워기 밑에 지하에 수도 필터 갈러 오셨어요. 정은.
Okay, now listen. You know, and I know that Jikook live together. We know this, all right? Of course, aunties are gonna say this, they're gonna say that. Insecure Jikookers are gonna question or whatever. But for me, because Jikook are together without a doubt, of course they live together. We've seen evidence of this over the years. It's undebatable. It's like, you know, you and me, we're here because we know they live together, okay? We don't need proof of it. But once in a while, we may get glances, we may get signs and signals, and a little this there, a little this that, and we're gonna talk about it. So talking about Jimin's manager reminded me of this live where JK was like, "That's the plumber, plumber, whatever. You get what I'm trying to say." So someone here, there's several signs as to why it was Jimin in the house. All right, and one of them was that we actually saw a blonde silhouette pass by, and someone here did an analysis. Now I don't know about you, but that kind of looks like Jimin to me, especially the blonde. Now, an Anon sent an ask to Princess Kumi on Tumblr, and I have to say, I agree. There was a few holes to this whole JK and Plumber situation. So during JK's live today, there was someone walking around the first floor casually, and he said it was someone who came to prepare the filter in his shower. If I'm correct, but hear me out, this person closed the door at first, and Jungkook didn't even bat an eye. It wasn't until the sound of his elevator was very loud and clear to hear that he acknowledged the person in his house and meant. Now, I don't think it was the sound of his elevator, it was the bell ringing. The bell rang, and that's when JK was like, "Oh yeah, I got a plumber in my house." So does that mean he told the guy to just leave once he was done? Wouldn't it have been better to wait until he left before coming live? These are some great questions. Why would JK go live while there's still a plumber working in his basement, knowing that this plumber is going to interrupt walking in, walking out? Like, don't make sense. Especially because on this day, JK ended the live because the maintenance guy came over.
아, 매일 듣는 노래. 매일 듣는 노래. 난 노래 나는 하늘 고두리가 됐고. 차진님, 저 지금 라이브 하고 있습니다. 네, 지금 몇 시에? 2시 안 됐죠? 2시입니다. 3시 출발이죠? 근데 그 음식물 처리 때문에. 지금 왔어요? 아, 알겠습니다. 네. 일단 문을 열어드릴게요. 여러분 잠시 방송을 꺼야 될 것 같아요. 제가 여기 음식물 처리기가 있는데 이거 쓰면 안 돼가지고 제가 한 건 아니고요. 이거 철거해야 돼가지고 안녕. 안녕.
So, going by history, JK ended live on this day because the maintenance guy came over. So, I'm with Anon here. Wouldn't it have been better to wait until he left before coming live? The person, from what I could tell, was wearing casual clothes and avoided the stairs on purpose. Now, I'm not saying Jungkook could lie about this. Jungkook don't lie. They don't lie. But they omit. Okay? They omit. Okay, jokers. Let's summarize on what didn't make sense about this whole plumber situation. First of all, the plumber was supposed to be in the basement. So riddle me, who is walking about? Who is this blonde person walking around if the plumber is supposed to be in the basement? Then we had movement and it was very loud and clear, but JK didn't say nothing. JK did not talk until after the bell rang. So note how the movement happened before the bell rang. So why would the person who's already inside ring the bell? This is the sequence. Some noise happens, some movement happens, then the bell rings, then we hear the door open and close. So I think the bell rang, then Jimin walked to go let in the plumber, because I don't see why the plumber would ring and then there was already movement, so he's not inside. So someone walked about, then the bell rang, then the door opened and closed. So someone had to have gone to let in the plumber. And for me, the most evidence is that JK did not plan to acknowledge the noise we had until the bell rang. Then he had no choice. And when the bell rang, he was like, oh yeah, that's the plumber. That kind of behavior reminds me of the New Jersey Live. If you know, you know. JK came live, did not plan to reveal that Jimin was in the room until Jimin coughed. Jimin made a noise and then JK had no choice but to turn the camera and show us that Jimin was in the room. So they've done this before and they'll continue to do it. So one of them is always in the background during lives and they have to stay hidden. Okay, we've seen this before, so this is not like I'm not reaching. Jikukas, we're not reaching. So yeah, JK with his plumber and Jimin with his manager, they sit at the same table. So back to Jimin's manager. Yes, like the one who replied, Jungkook is Jimin's manager. That's why he's always beside him, behind him, around him, all protective. Yeah. I love me some Jimin and Jungkook. I love me some Jimin and Jungkook. I love me some Jikook. I love me some Jungji. I love me some Jimin and Jungkook. So yeah, jokers, that's it. Thank you for stopping by and gathering so we can talk about Jimin's manager. Love to see it. Until next time, my good people. Ta-da! Remember, like, subscribe, and comment. Give me your thoughts. See if you agree, if you disagree. Let me know. All right?